What up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another podcast video. And this is the AEW, not Dynamite, Collision review video. And man, what a very tremendously phenomenal episode that they booked tonight. And yeah, and it was like how I expected with the two matches that I was advertising on my wrestling news video earlier. Like with the main event, definitely was was the biggest moment of the night, while the opener match, which was the Tornado Tag Team, was a street fight match between Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes versus Matt Taven and Mike Bennett for the ROH Tag Team Champions. Was really good as well. Deserved a second place spot, and then the third place for sure. I'm gonna do give it all out there. Who got the gold and silver and bronze trophy, and then the one which was the tag team match for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions get the silver, while the bronze goes to what's his name? What's their name? The 10-man tag match. And the bronze goes to Queen Aminata versus Serena Deeb. Like with them totally burning the roof off, like in mid-card side of things. But we're gonna without any delay, let's get started with the tag team match for the ROH Tag Team Championships, and it was they did not waste no time. As soon as the Undisputed Kingdom came out, and this is the funny thing that got me. Like they are like in not Pittsburgh, Springfield, Massachusetts, and that's where Matt Taven and Mike Bennett it's the same state that they're from, even though they're both from Boston. But it seemed like they had the more home field advantages, and I was not really surprised. Like if anybody cheers them, which there was some, while the other half. We're not really cheering for Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes, if you know what I mean. And I was so confused. Like, is it because of what Sammy did, or is it because that the Undisputed Kingdom are so popular and such fan favorites in the States, to the point that anybody from the state of Massachusetts will cheer for these guys? But we got the match going ahead with Sammy Guevara going at it with Matt Taven in the ringside, and this is where we got Dustin and Mike Bennett and went at it right inside the ring, like with Mike Bennett trying to Irish whip Dustin Rhodes from the left side to the right side, but he hits him with a flying clothesline in the interception. I could have sworn, if I didn't know better, the fans did a little boo onto Sammy Guevara, which I believe they probably haven't forgot what he tweeted about back 8 years ago about the comments on one of their other favorite home state heroes that's from Massachusetts, but not from Springfield particularly, but in Boston as well, like Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. But I'm not going to get into it until for another video, of course, like if the topic got brought up. But anyway, that's where we got Sammy Guevara hits this pretty cool springboard moonsault that the fans start hollering and screaming out like this is totally awesome. Like, and this is where we got Dustin Rhodes then and grab onto a steel chair right onto the corner side and the upper right side. This is where one fan that was a Sammy fan gave a huge 5 in the front row right into the left side. Sammy Guevara's like, yeah, like they don't call me the Spanish God for nothing. And then this is where we got Dustin Rhodes tried to throw Mike Bennett right to the chair, but this is where we got Mike Bennett then countered through him instead, making Dustin Rhodes go backfire. And then this is where Nigel again started mocking Sammy Guevara like about being the Spanish God, like, and this is where we got Mike Bennett then and then took out Dustin Rhodes out of the ring. This is where Matt Taven then managed to throw Sammy Guevara back in the ring with a little help of Mike Bennett, with them trying to go for a double team with Sammy when he tried to go for this back suplex maneuver. But that's where Sammy Guevara flipped right out of Mike Bennett. And again, this is where Matt Taven tried to attempt to go for one. This is where he gets denied as well from the Spanish God. Sammy Guevara went right into the bottom right corner side. He picks up a kendo stick that was on the side. He swinged it right into the midsection, lashing on both the Mike and Matt. like it hit them right to their back, and then this is where he sent them running right onto the left side, like if they're about to leave the building, because it's like a in-ring non-official match kind of brawl. But it's where they try to go for a suicide dive or suicida, because that's how AEW likes calling their version of the suicide dive. But this is where we got Matt Taven and Mike Bennett threw a steel chair right onto his head. He just went bashing right into the face, right in front of the skull and his head, with him getting cut open in the crimson mask easily. And this is where we got what's his name was already wearing the red stuff, Mike Bennett, because I believe Dustin Rhodes hit him with that steel chair earlier, right before he got hit in that wedge chair. But that's where we got Mike Bennett then going for picking up what's his name, Sammy Guevara, in the electric chair position. So Matt Taven go for a suicide dive right into the left side. We actually went for an over top rope version by knocking him down, hitting him back, and they both crashed and burned, like what Tony Schiavone said when he was calling the match. This is where fans start chanting "Holy Sugar Honey Iced Tea," and they were not asking for no refreshments. And this is where then we got. And this is where we got Dustin Rhodes trying to come in and try to help him out, taking down both members of Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. But it was probably not a good idea on the fact that he's still barely recovering from getting hit with that chair earlier by Mike Bennett. This is where we got Matt Taven that threw Dustin Rhodes right onto Mike Bennett between his legs. Here's where we try to go for a pile driver, but this is where Dustin Rhodes trying to counter out of it. Hits a body drop in the process, hitting back first right onto the unforgiving steel of the ramp onto the walkway. This is where then he went right into targeting Matt Taven, kick him right in the gut, hits him with a running bulldog that looked insanely crazy, right off the stage, and went right into the table that was set right into the opposite side where the AEW wrestlers love going to hit their table spot at. This is where fans start continuing their "Holy Sugar Honey Iced Tea" chants, and this is where then Mike Bennett's I guess the boys are okay, and this is where then we got the referees to confirm it, that they were maybe they are a little banged up, but this is where the referee was trying to make sure that Dustin was okay before he can fully confirm anything. This is where Mike Bennett's why do you need to do all that? When we could just put him right up on the ramp and then roll him right back into the ring, to finish him off, because even though it's a no DQ anything goes match, it's still you still have to pin or submit your opponent right inside the ring, because unfortunately it's not a false count anywhere kind of stipulated match. But this is where then we got Mike Bennett throw Dustin right out of the ring. And this is where he was "Kingdom rules," and this is where the fans no, we don't. And this is where Sammy Guevara came out of nowhere, if he's his own version of Randy Orton, hitting a cutter out of nowhere, boom, right into the table. The only thing good about this, not being a mockery, is him doing this pose like he did in his days in the Indies, showing on highlight videos, of times where the wrestler mocks another wrestler in a rival company, kind of video, I guess you could say. But it's where then we got both men were down until we got Dustin Rhodes went right underneath the ring, trying to see what's there to use as a weapon, which was a ladder, which he tried to pass to Sammy Guevara, but this is where he ends up getting attacked by Mike Bennett, but Sammy Guevara came in for the aid of his teammate and took him down. This is where he placed up the ladder. He went up right on top of there, which I was no, I don't think it's a good idea. Like my father would say, when he used to watch wrestling shows, what if it's WWE or whatever, most likely WWE, he would be saying, I wouldn't go up there if I were you. If the belts are not up on the ceiling, what's the point of getting up there? Which I would totally agree on. That's true. It's gonna be a downfall, of you screwing yourself over in the match. And that's what Sammy Guevara nearly did right here, with him trying to go up on the top. I don't know what was his purpose of doing that, but he gets pushed right off by Matt Taven, right off the table. What's that? Right off the ladder and sent right through the table, with the double table that were lined it up all together right into the top corner of the ringside area. That's where then they start trying to choke out Dustin Rhodes with the cowbell that he brought in the ring. This is where they were all in the they were all in the bloody mess until we got, and this is where they tried to go for a double team onto with Matt Taven and Mike Bennett using the bell as a weapon. I'm not sure what they were going to do with it, but this is where Dustin Rhodes made it go backfire on them, and this is where he what's that? He put the rope run underneath the family jewels, and yeah, that does not feel good. And I was like, I guess the bright side is that Mike Bennett is already a father and husband, so yeah, he don't have to worry about I worry about starting a family when he already did so, which that's none of my business. I'm just throwing that out there. But Matt Taven, I feel sorry for that guy. You do not want to get that messed up. It'll be a regrettable thing to let happen to your jewels. But this is where he then tossed Matt Taven on the side. He then put his full focus on Mike Bennett. Is where right after he started, what's that making him ride onto the ropes? Ouch, that they're owies, I guess you could say. Going up and down, and this is where then he tried to Irish whip Mike Bennett right onto the left side, but he gets countered by Mike Bennett. He gets double A spine buster, like if Mike Bennett's either Arn Anderson or Triple H. This is where then we got this is where we got him throwing Dustin Rhodes out of the ring right into the right side. This is where then Mike Bennett then grab on to a weapon with him grabbing onto another bull rope. This is where then he tried to roll right into Dustin's face. He ducks out of the way. He kicks him right to the gut. This is where he took it right back. He's like, I'll be taking that back, thank you, because this belonged to my late legendary father, Dusty. And that's where Tony Schiavone even pointed that out. And then this is where we got Dustin Rhodes hit him square off in the face when he was heading his way. But this is where we got Matt Taven to try to grab onto Dustin, but he swinged up and hit him right to the face, right into the forehead. I guess you could say particular. This is where he did it again when he got in the ring. This is where he did it again onto the Mike Bennett and Matt Taven once again. Was the third time to Matt and then second time to Mike. This is where then Dustin Rhodes was like, okay, do you want some more to both Undisputed Kingdom guys? He's like, there's still plenty more fight left in me in the tank. And that's where he was like, I don't want it to go to waste. So we might as well let it go on another run before it goes down on E. But this is where Matt Taven's like, and this is where it's no, we want you to be on E, and we want you to waste all your fuel because, when you do that, it will be more easier for us to win our titles back. This is where he boots him right in the face, saving his best friend. This is where he tried to go to the bottom corner side of the crossbody, but that was a big mistake because he gets hit with a power slam right to the chair. Even though Dustin Rhodes got all of it, but he managed to hit the lower spine of Matt Taven. This is where he started grabbing on it, I got kissed when I felt something cracking there. I think he must have been exaggerating on that note. But the only thing he wasn't because of taking the bump, and getting his back messed up. This is where fans start chanting, this is awesome once again, which was totally awesome. And that's why he's getting the silver trophy for tonight. This is where we got Dustin Rhodes going for another suplex, hitting square back up into, what's his name's back, Matt Taven. This is where he tried to go for a pin. This is where we got Mike Bennett hit a middle drop kick right into the face. But this is where he grabbed onto, the trash can. This is where, it was a steel chair, actually, that was beside the trash can. This is where he didn't place it up like if he's using it as a stepping stool, like if he's like Mark Briscoe. That's where it was he started reminding the fans he's not doing what Mark Briscoe would do, rather than actually using it as a weapon because this is a no DQ match. That's where we got Dustin Rhodes then pointed at him, gave him the finger, kick him in the gut, hit an uppercut when he turned around. That's where Dustin Rhodes was like, your trap is about to get your trap is about to get what's they call backfired. This is where he tried to run and try to tackle him right onto it. But this is where this is where he then made a mistake, like Matt Taven did. And this is where we got Mike Bennett then hit my finisher, which I totally appreciate him of doing. I'm gonna start doing the appreciation award of the night, whenever a wrestler does the Death Valley Driver, which is known as the most dominating move in all of professional wrestling. This is where, he hits it right onto the table. This is where he tried to go for a pin. Maybe he would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for that meddling Spanish god that claims he is going to do the R word on one time, which I'm not sure if I should be saying that because I should be thanking him for something, but it's going to be later on after the show. But this is where we got Matt Taven try to go for a running bulldog, but this is where Sammy Guevara picks him up right on his back. Like, this is where he hits the GTH, I believe. He hits him right onto the face, like if he did a GTS, rather. This is where we. That's where then we got Mike Bennett trying to go. Sammy Guevara hits a forearm strike right into the face. This is where then we got Mike Bennett and went right in the middle rope. But this is where he trips him right over. His legs got stuck right onto the respective ends on the middle ropes and on the right side and the left side on the bottom. The right side and the bottom side, like onto the bottom right corner turnbuckle. This is where Dustin Rhodes is like you thinking, well, I'm thinking Sammy. This is where Sammy Guevara's like, yeah, like right after super kicking Mike Bennett in the face. This is where it's like, and that's why I did that for, like, so you could do your own thing. This is where Dustin Rhodes was like I got some I've had some barbed wire on me, and I'm gonna make this extra comfortably painful, like if there is such a thing as that. Like I wrap this around my leg and give him the most painfulest. Give the most painfulest move that's in my finishing arsenal, I guess you could say, and that is the Shattered Dreams. And this is where what's his name, Nigel McGuinness is like, but he's a father, Tony. Where Tony was cheering on Dustin, and I was dying laughter. I was like, yeah, that's the point. Like, you don't have to worry much, like other than not being a goner. Like what would be much of a difference? Like it's not like they're planning on going to add a new addition to the family. So, like, I'll say either way, like, you don't have nothing to lose because he already has one. But this is where Dustin Rhodes then go like this, like, and this is where he's like, who wants to see me kick this who wants to see me kick this annoying dirty SOB right into the jewels? And the fans like, we want to see that. And this is where he gave him the finger once again, like if he's Britney Spears. And this is where he kicks him right into where it hurts the most. Dustin Rhodes didn't waste no time at all. This is where then he hits the that swinging, twisting neck breaker he always does after he does what's that called? The Shattered Dreams. This is where the Sammy Guevara goes up right up on the top rope. And I believe he hits the 630 splash, was it? Like right off the top rope, right on the top of the ladder. Why am I even saying right now? Was it the stunt dog shooting star or something like that? But either way, like he hits the dive, he gets the 1, 2, 3, and still you're a Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. And yeah, I did predict that it's gonna be Mike Bennett and Matt Taven for the fact that and I said Swanton. It's the stuntman Swanton, let me rephrase that. But anyways, yeah. But let me know down in the comment section right down below about this win. Do you knew that they were going to win? I was like, if it was any other circumstance, I would have predicted that they were going to win because it seemed like a team that they're going to be holding on to those tag titles for a long time. And now back at the drawing board, and not because I'm trying to get some bonus points, but I'm admit that I was wrong on this one. But it seems like if he's not going to re-sign a new deal with AEW, like I can assume that he's gonna eventually drop the title to a deserving tag team that had been waiting for a push for a very long while. And who do you think that might be? Do you think it should be? Do you think it should be somebody that's in Ring of Honor exclusively or an AEW? Let me know down in the comments. And if you think either one of these, what's your reason why that they should? When do you think they should win it? Like, it should be an AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, maybe Rampage, or even Ring of Honor TV. Yeah, like I said, let me know down below. But yeah, I thought that was a really great match, which is going to be getting the Silver Gold second place spot of the Best Wrestling of the Night award. And next up, we got the collaboration. Then was backstage in the interview with Lexi Nair, which was the Ring of Honor World Champion Mark Briscoe, along with his ally Kyle O'Reilly and their honorary teammate Hologram, which. This was like, hey, Lexi, like, you looking so lovely, which she thanked him. And this is where then we got Daivar's the true team that you should be interviewing, Lexi, is us, like the premier athletes, because we're gonna be the big winners of this match. And I was like, what makes you so sure about that when you lose every single week? Like, if y'all total jobbers, like, with all due respect, like, because I totally like this team, and I hope that they do get that push, like, and they quit losing matches, and maybe they can even become the AEW Trios Championships. But this is where then we got Smart Mark Sterling that stepping on the microphone. He's like, the mayor of Springfield, Massachusetts, like, just gave he just gave a banner of it's gonna be National AEW Day today. Like, he also said, and it was like, and this is where he also said that the mayor also added that like he would have preferred to call it the Premier Athlete Day, like, but that would be, but he kind of declined the offer, like, because that'll be too biased for the company, and they're trying to support the company, not be against it. So he's like, yeah, I thought we're gonna give AEW, we're gonna give the whole locker room, and this is where then Smart Mark Sterling then reminded him this is indeed his hometown. That's the reason why he did talk to the mayor of Springfield, Massachusetts. And then this is where then he said, like, and there's gonna be no shenanigans from your side, Mark. And then he's like, and you're not gonna be kicking me to the privates again. Like, and there's gonna be no showdown battle of the marks, because like, you're not gonna lay no hands on me, or I will get you punished or something, or I will have you punished. That's why I'm afraid. That's what Mark Briscoe is like, you're talking about shenanigans? Like, are you serious? Like, he was like, even if you got some sneaky with these scallywags right onto your right, like there's one thing. Like, there's not going to be one single shenanigator from the Briskinator or something like that. That's what he said. And he's like, and that is, like, and the only the shenanigator that's in this room is you, Smart Mark. Like, because, like, I know your deal. And this where then Smart Mark Sterling then's like, is that an old saying from New York? And then this is where then Mark Briscoe like, no, but it's a close call though. Like, because the word of the day is the word of the day is equalizer, which we're gonna be doing to all three of you boys, and your manager, what he said, the shenanigator. That's what he calls him. Yeah, this is like. And he's like, and then like, and to make sure things are fair, I got Asuka to be our special enforcer tonight. And then it's where then Rocky Romero came in, like, because he was like to make sure that he's gonna make sure that the Smart Mark Sterling won't do anything dirty, like, and sneaky to help out his premier athletes to get the win. It's where Asuka was like, it's where then he's like, yeah, if you're gonna be like if you're the shenanigator, like, I'm the Asuka-nator or something like that. Is where then Josh Woods was like Asuka-nator, and that makes me the Woodinator. And that's where then Mark Briscoe's like, what's that supposed to mean? You tall pervy or something like that? You tall pervy? Like, when they had to go right back because they had to give them their moment of getting their interview, but it was too late. Like, they couldn't have a live interview because they kind of ruined it. But no matter, because they got them there, gave them their just desserts. But it's where they have advertised their 5th year anniversary on October 2nd of 2024, which that marks like exactly 5 years back in October 2nd, 2019. I remember watching the first episode. And that's when the American Nightmare was still in the company, which that'll be a different story for a different video or different. Yeah, I'm right. Yeah. And then the funny thing is, like, it's gonna be the exact same date like it was in 2019. Like when they had the very first show was on October 2nd, 2019, and they're gonna have they're gonna be on the 2nd of October of 2024, exactly half a decade later. Which that's very amazing right there. But this is where they start advertising the return of Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, because they will be in their hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And then this is where then they also what else? This is where they also interviewed the Dark Order's Evil Uno, because he has a match later on tonight against Darby Allin, and let me tell you, that match was pretty interesting as well. Which I will give it the blue ribbon fourth place spot. But yeah, this is where then we got Lexi Nairden asking questions to about like that their match, and about his match against John Moxley this coming Wednesday at AEW Grand Slam. The winner gets to face Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Champion, perhaps at Wrestle Dreams. But before I get into that, I want to ask you, like, what are your thoughts on Britt Baker's return? And do you think this was the right move? Have her what that return date be on exactly on their 5th year anniversary show? Let me know down in the comments below about that. But back to the interview with Evil Uno with Lexi Nair. This where he quickly interrupted Lexi and said, like, "Oh, you're talking about the huge match against John Moxley," which Alex Reynolds agreed, and think I think this is completely a waste of time. And they were sarcastically stating how much of a big deal it is, and that's where then. And Evil Uno hilarious is there, like, enormous match for John Moxley's career. Like he's been there for 5 years, just like us. Like, but it. And this was like, and everybody's talking about what's going on ahead, but not what's now in the present. Like with me, but a match featuring me against a guy that has a number one contender guaranteed spot at the moment against Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Championship. Which I'm going to be fighting Darby tonight. And then this is where the Darby Allin came in, like about barely 1 second after he mentioned his name. And I was like, talk about like bringing up someone like in. And I thought this only occurred like when you're in the ring, like in Wrestling Rulebook on page 1408, like what everybody's talking about in the IWC. But this where then Darby Allin then said replied to that. They said, like, you see what's happening right now, Evil, like. Like, did you see what did you see what happened to Private Party? Were you talking all that smack, like John Mox? Is like, he thinks, and same like what he thinks of the Private Party, he thinks y'all jokes as well. He's like, and he said like, but like the only one thing that he got wrong is thinking that I'm a joke. But it kind of pissed off what's his name, Evil Uno. Well, I would say kinda, but it definitely did, because you do not want any of your stuff getting thrown on the ground and perhaps get it broken. That's where it got very intense. But like what we expected, like, yeah, like it was not in Evil Uno's favor. That's the only spoiler I'm going to be given at the moment until I start. But next up, we got the conglomerations. Kyle O'Reilly and Mark Briscoe came out there along with their honorary member Hologram, taking on the Premier Athletes. And this was, also very intriguing to watch as well. Like, even though the Premier Athletes were yet failed once again, like as the underrated trio that they are. And this where we got Smart Mark Sterling was like, and this where then he was like what a it's like what a crap town this place is. Like, and it's not a better city nor state than New York actually is, and stuff like that, blah blah blah. And then is where then he was like, but however, like I do appreciate the mayor here, and what's it called? Like, the only thing I appreciate here in Springfield, Massachusetts, is that we got banners of like that. The mayor, I'd say at this day 4th, like it's gonna be National AEW Day, and then even gave me the key of the city or something like that. Is where it is like. Now, like, because of all that, like, I want you all to repeat after us when we put our hands in and say our catchphrase, which is athletes rules. With this word, then he's like, now say it with me, and he even said I knew what they were about to say, which it was suck. And this where he like, please say like athletes rules, not suck. And then they did not listen to him at all. They just completely ignored and defied him. But them saying like 1, 2, 3, athletes rule, and that's where they chanted athletes sucks, which they had me dying with laughter. And then I'm going to give him like an honorary Goofy Wrestling of the Night award to the fans for being so hilarious, like defying this annoying manager. But this is where we got Kyle O'Reilly start off with Josh Woods with his combat like strikes right onto the midsection, onto Josh Woods, and until like they try to grapple with O'Reilly, but this is where O'Reilly countered and go for a headlock. But this is where we got Josh Woods brought him down and hit him with his armbar. But Kyle O'Reilly tried to hit his own version of the Juji Tommy. This is where like they start keep countering out of each other's technical submission moves, like whether if it's an ankle lock, armbar, until Kyle O'Reilly got him with the ankle lock, and that's where we got Josh Woods then grab onto the ropes in the bottom side, with the referee had to tell him like it's a rope break, like you better let go or you will be warned by 5 seconds. If you don't get warned, if you don't heed the warning, you're going to get the DQ. This is where Kyle O'Reilly had no choice. He let go at the count of 1. This is where he then start playing the game, a little game of wrestling tennis. This is where then we saw Josh Woods hits face first onto O'Reilly in the bottom right side. This is where then he started hitting some under hook punches right into the gut with Tony Nese hitting a hook right into the midsection. This is where he then Irish whipped Kyle O'Reilly right into the left side, but he gets instantly countered by O'Reilly. But this is where he ends up shoulder tackling him anyway. He goes to the right side. Kyle O'Reilly got back up. Hit a sliding duck. This is where he knees him right in the midsection. This is where Kyle O'Reilly then tagged in hologram. This is where they did their double team maneuver with Kyle O'Reilly Irish whipping Tony right into the bottom of the ropes. But this is where we saw a hologram caught him in the drop kick. But this is where we got Arya Davari then trying to come in and try to attack Hologram. This is where Kyle O'Reilly caught him in the act and kicked him right in the gut. This is where both him and Hologram in the double suplex, where Kyle O'Reilly kneeing like Tony, what's his name? Arya Davari right in the head while what's his name? Hologram hits the standing moonsault right onto the Persian Lion. This is where then we got that's where then we saw the Hologram then picks up the premier athlete. This is where then he hit some slaps right onto the chest, which he must have earned himself the 4th place spot on Gunther's Envy list, because the top 3 list is on the main event, like in the participants that's going to be fighting there, including Dax the Axe, that's always number 1 on each show, which he's definitely going to be getting his if he's not careful. Like if he does run into the Ring General. But anyway, this is where we got the Hologram and throw Tony Nese right to the upper right side. But this is where Tony Nese then countered through him. This is where trying to bulldoze him off the turnbuckle. But this is where he moved out of the way. Smart move from Hologram. He hits head first right onto the turnbuckle. This is where he then goes for a leg sliding like sweep right onto the ropes. This is where he then he tried to he nearly got closed on, but this is where he died out of the way. He goes for a swinging kick like it fits his own version of the 619 if it was backwards, by hitting him in the back like with him going on the outside rather than going the inside rather than outside. This is where it's an enziguri kick following that up with. He goes up right in the top rope in the upper right side. This is where then he tried to hit a crossbody bounce by jumping on the rope. Or no, it was a middle drop kick. This is where then we got what's the name? Hologram going for a pin, but Tony Nese kicks out at 2.1. This is where then we got Hologram go for a wrist lock right onto the premier athlete. Tagged in Josh. I'm talking about Josh Woods. It's the babyface team now I'm talking about that's getting tagged in. It was Kyle O'Reilly. This is where we got this is where he kicks him right in the gut. But this is where we got Tony Nese and O'Reilly going for forearms right into each other, playing wrestling tennis right there. Until Tony Nese goes to the left side. This is where Kyle O'Reilly knees him right in the midsection. This is where then he try to snap mirrors him and goes to the left side the right side, because that's where Tony Nese was facing, like when he was sitting down. But this is where smart Mark Sterling tried to create a diversion. This is where Sterling's was like, no, like I'm not doing anything. This is where Kyle O'Reilly tried him in the act. He's like, yeah, like enough of the acting. Like I know what you're doing. Like I see, like that you're trying to distract me so I could get caught off my game. Where that happened for at the moment. Like with Josh Woods clobbering him with the clothes on because the referee wasn't looking his way and knocking him right out of the ring. This is where then we got. And this is where the Arya Davari and Smart Mark Sterling were stomping on the Kyle O'Reilly, but the referee still distracted with Tony Nese. Luckily, Rocky Romero came out because they totally forgot that he's the special enforcer. That's where then Asuka then scared him away. He was like, "You better not come back, or I will be getting physical," which he did at the end. Let me be a little bit of a spoiler, but I'm not going to get into that until I get into that point. But this is where we got Kyle O'Reilly got back in the ring. He gets triple team by the heels, but until Kyle O'Reilly escapes them, gives the sweet old hot tag to my boy Mark Briscoe, tags him in, starts hitting some comeback moves like boom, 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 and doing his kung fu.